Entering the round of 32 at Gillette Stadium, 31 ranking places separated four-time champion Germany from 41st ranked Paraguay. On paper, it was a severe mismatch. In the 101st minute of extra time, the heavy favorites thought they had finally broken through. Jonathan Tah headed in what looked like the game-winning goal, setting off wild celebrations across the German squad. But the referee went to the pitchside monitor. VAR identified a foul by German defender Waldemar Anton on the Paraguayan goalkeeper during the build-up. The goal was erased. Thomas Müller did not hold back after the match. He claimed the team felt used and cheated, directly calling the decision daylight robbery on football's biggest stage. A clear narrative immediately took hold in the press. A global powerhouse eliminated by a microscopic interpretation of the rules, dictated by officials sitting in a video room hundreds of meters away. Blaming a single video review is a convenient way to process an upset. The harder task is examining whether that isolated moment of controversy is masking a systemic failure across the remaining 120 minutes of play. Paraguay's manager, Gustavo Alfaro, knows his team cannot dictate the terms of a match against elite European opposition. He openly admitted they have to dance to whatever music is playing, and against Germany, they chose to dance the polka. This tactical map shows exactly how Paraguay set up. They deployed a rigid 4-4-2 formation, known as a low block. The players remained extremely compact, prioritizing the defense of the penalty box and completely shutting down passing lanes through the middle. Add Germany's elite creators to the visual, and you see the effect. Every time Wirtz, Musiala, or Sané tried to penetrate the center, they met a wall of red and white stripes. Passing options were suffocated, forcing the ball backward or out wide. Paraguay had absolutely zero intention of controlling the ball. Their entire strategy relied on soaking up pressure and dragging the heavy favorites into a grueling battle of attrition. They avoided trying to outplay the four-time champions. Instead, they out-strategized them, daring Germany to break them down and exposing a severe lack of patience when the easy passes disappeared. This pie chart breaks down the match possession over 120 minutes. The visual is striking. Germany controlled the ball 76% of the time. As the graphic expands, you see the sheer volume of their attack. 21 shots, 16 corners. On a basic spreadsheet, it looks like total domination. But look at this heat map of their passing density. It is almost entirely confined to the outside perimeter. They spent 2 hours shuffling the ball around the edges of the penalty box, rarely penetrating the danger zones. Pushing so many players high up the pitch to break down a low block creates a secondary problem. It compromises a team's rest defense, the structural shape they leave behind to stop counterattacks when they inevitably lose the ball. That exact structural weakness is how Paraguay struck first. A quick transition left the German defense exposed, allowing Julio and Ciso to head home the opening goal just before halftime. While some players blamed the refereeing, the team's captain offered a much harsher internal assessment. Manuel Neuer stated bluntly that they created too few chances and lacked the tools or the cutting edge to win. Head coach Julian Nagelsmann echoed that exact sentiment. He confessed that their build-up play was far too slow and lacked the necessary punch to threaten Paraguay's defensive lines. The spatial data and the internal assessments align. Germany's 76% possession was sterile. Their dominance existed only on the stat sheet. 120 minutes of pressure had failed to produce a second goal, bringing the match to the ultimate equalizer, the penalty shootout. Orlando Gil set the tone immediately for Paraguay, saving Germany's first attempt. And despite a brilliant parry from a 40-year-old Manuel Neuer to keep his team alive, the pressure rested entirely on the heavy favorites. It all came down to José Canale. The Paraguayan center-back stepped up, delivered a cool finish, and secured a 4-3 shootout victory. The players were left standing on the pitch, processing an elimination that few saw coming. It marked yet another devastating early World Cup exit for the German national team. The shockwave immediately raised questions about the future of the program. Despite holding a long-term contract, Nagelsmann himself stated he would step aside if the federation no longer wanted him. When a highly ranked team allows an opponent to survive for 120 minutes, they willingly surrender their fate to the absolute margins. They invite chaos into the equation, whether that's a single tight VAR call in extra time or the psychological coin toss of penalties. Historical pedigree and overwhelming possession statistics do not win knockout matches if a team cannot break down a low block. Germany failed to adapt on the pitch, allowing themselves to be out-strategized by an opponent perfectly content to dance the polka.